What's going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we will be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as Bittube to US dollar. As always, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications. We're doing a giveaway at 5,000 subscribers for Crypto TV merch. I know you guys have been asking me for that. So I will be giving back to you guys later on, hopefully next week, or a week or two. We're about to break, I think, 4,900 subs, and then on to 5,000. So maybe by the end of the month, give or take, we'll see. Otherwise, let's jump into today's episode. We do have a few things to talk about. Obviously, as you saw in the title, we're going to be talking about will this breakout hold, and is Litecoin and Bitcoin on a good run right now? So is it going to continue to go up? Are we going to reverse? So we're definitely going to be talking about a few things. So let's just jump into the episode. So I'm on currently the coin market cap, and this is a really great tool to use to really get an overall general macroeconomic standpoint of the current market cap, and then we go in depth into technical analysis and more microeconomic standpoint. So obviously you can see the market cap right now was at 225 billion, as you can see right here, a 24-hour volume of 13.8, and then a Bitcoin dominance of 51.3%. So I think these are about even from yesterday. I don't even think the Bitcoin dominance changed at all since yesterday. 24-hour volume, I think, is slightly lower than what we saw yesterday. And then the market cap is about even, in my opinion. Scrolling down, as you guys can see, the top 10 cryptocurrencies. So I actually spoke to a few people today that had questions about beginner investing, and there's not just Bitcoin to get involved in. There's tons of cryptocurrencies that are all their own company, majority, or have some sort of service or program that they do. Salt does loans and stuff like that. So this is a really good website to really look and view at all the different cryptocurrencies that are available for the market, and they're all really cool. Maybe some interest you, some don't. So definitely give it a shout and check out the website. It's really cool to really see all the different varieties of cryptocurrencies that are on here. So when we look at the top 10 coins right now, you guys can see that only 3 out of the 10 are down, not by much, not even down by 1%, if that. We see Stellar taking a massive rise again, up 17%. Well, Bitcoin is holding quite firmly. I'd like to just say $6,700. Ethereum at 242, and then we see Litecoin at 60. XRP back down to around 56 cents. So quite up from where we saw last time at around 33 cents. And it did go as high as, I think, 80 cents, but it's back down to a more neutral standpoint. So we may just see some consolidation from XRP, in my opinion. But otherwise, market looks good. Everything seems to be doing quite well. We're definitely up. Sia coin up 22%. A lot of coins doing quite well right now. Then again, a lot of coins also are consolidating and pulling back down. But Electronium up 17% too. Quite interesting. But let's just jump into the technical analysis, what you guys want to hear. So, a few things to note. We're on Litecoin on the 4-hour chart. A lot of lines on the screen might be confusing to some beginners, but as we continue and as you watch on, you'll learn quite a bit as to what exactly these line represents. And I may be speaking quite fast, but a lot of people like to get as much information as they can within a 10-minute video. You know what I mean? They don't want to watch for 30 minutes. But as you guys can see, relative strength index seems to be at around 60. So we are quite we're not neutral, I'd say, but we are leaning towards being overbought. But we did see a nice pullback, actually. So this is a healthy consolidation, a healthy retracement. Definitely good for the market, especially Litecoin, after a massive run that we had yesterday. As you guys can see, quite, I wouldn't say parabolic, but definitely headed right up. Now, it's going to be interesting to see if this support angle holds, or the support line, trend line, holds quite well. As you guys can see, we have 3 points of contact right here. So it's a fairly strong line of support for Litecoin, and I'd like to see whether or not we're going to use this when we hit that point. So that's only the 25th. I'm not really sure what today's date is. Today's date is the 23rd, so about 2 days we have, and then we'll see where we end up, if this is a good support line that we're going to continue to use and continue to rise up. But it 2 days of consolidation is not that bad for the market, especially for Litecoin. So I wouldn't be surprised, and it would actually be quite beneficial for Litecoin to consolidate, trade sideways a little bit, and then hopefully use this uptrend to make a higher progress and inevitably hit its daily high-low middle moving average at around $70, $75, which we'll check out in a second. But all in all, it looks quite well. As you guys can see, we did break bullish from that high-low minimum moving average on the 4-hour. We broke through critical resistance at 55, so now that's going to be a support. You can see the 58.59 line is now a support, so we do have plenty of potential to move up. I do think consolidation is needed after a slight run like this, so I wouldn't be surprised if the next, like I said, 2 days we see some trading sideways. It would actually be very beneficial. Quite interesting, actually, looking at the daily. I didn't even realize that we hit that high today or yesterday. No, I think today. You actually see we went all the way up to 63.50 today on Coinbase to US dollars, which is quite shocking. Clearly there is some resistance there. I'm noticing that at this point we have this right here as a resistance and we have this right here as a resistance. So it's quite possible that this could be a small line of resistance that we're battling right now or facing. But like I said, when you look at it more on the daily standpoint, you can kind of see that this uptrend does hold quite well. And, you know, 2 more days of consolidation doesn't look too bad. It actually looks like that's what's going to happen. You could see a lot of downwards pressure at 63.58, so I wouldn't be surprised, and it would actually be quite healthy if we traded sideways for 2 days and then started to run up with this uptrend right here. And I do think we're headed for this high-low middle moving average. And for those who don't know what the high-low MMA is, it is the middle high-low moving average of 35 and 100-day moving averages. But you can see I do think we're headed there. I really, really, really do. I really do think we're headed up to this uptrend right here. Or sorry, we're going to use this uptrend to get up to this high-low MMA at around $75. Honestly, even if we hit 72.50 and start having some sort of resistance, it would definitely influence the market quite well. And I feel like a lot of people would be like, oh, wow, cryptocurrency is actually doing quite well. I know a lot of people might think we're in a bearish market right now, but truly, in my opinion, we either just ended a bearish market or we're now starting accumulation. It's one of the two. Either we're just about to get out of it or we're already in accumulation phase, and we should be heading up very soon to 75-ish. Now it's going to be interesting when we hit the $68 level, because theoretically that would be a double top. If we can't just break right through that and go straight up, it's going to be a double top. You know, 1 right there and now 2 right here. It'll be interesting to see whether or not we're able to break bullish from that. So that's going to be definitely interesting. I know a lot of things obviously relate to Bitcoin, and we're going to have to see what Bitcoin does in order to kind of pass judgment on whether or not Litecoin is going to continue to go up. So one thing to take note of is I do just want to draw a very short uptrend. I guess we'll leave it purple for right now. Why not? So like I said, for those of you who are new, we do have an Elliott wave that is forming, which looks quite nice in my opinion. We're about to finish it in my opinion. We're about to finish it. I probably just pissed so many people off right there, but we are about to finish it. We hit A, B, C, then we hit D, and now we're headed up to E, in my opinion, just to keep it interesting. Let's see. So I do think we're going right to there. Like, if you guys, I literally called this, and I said it probably since literally, let's see, since the 18th. No, since the 11th. It is now like the 23rd. So I've been calling it for 12 days now that we are going to head back up to E. I said it. So if you guys did not buy at this level, I don't know what you're doing. I bought at that level. So we are heading up. You know, it is going to be moving to point E at like $6,800. And to see that we're going to E gives me much reason to believe that Litecoin is now going to head and finish or complete its footsteps, Bitcoin's footsteps. It's going to complete this level and move up to like $73. I really do think so, mainly because it is following so perfectly. It is forming so perfectly. Honestly, we could move. Now I'm going to leave it there. We could move it over here, but it is definitely going to head up to E very soon. Obviously, you can see the resistance currently it's facing is around $6,700, $6,780. So as soon as we can break through that, you know, consolidation much needed right now, we should head up to there. There's a slight uptrend that I drew in purple that we may try to consolidate out to. You can see we were extremely overbought when we were at like 67, 66. So that is why we're pulling back down ever so slightly now. You can see getting back into a more neutral territory. We should start to head back up to E fairly quickly. Let's move on to the daily. Just a really quick recap. I do think we're headed right up to its high-low MMA. You can see right there. Looks quite nice. You can see the consolidation taking place. I'd say 1 to 2 more days max before we start heading back up. Potentially, I'd be very shocked if we break these supports right here. You know, we look so good on the relative strength index in terms of the daily for Bitcoin, only at like 50, so plenty of potential to move up. I do think we're going to retest our, let's call it the HL MMA, the high-low MMA. I'm trying to find a quicker way to say that, but the green and red bands, we should be heading up to there fairly soon, and I do think we're going to be testing that, obviously at around 7,000. Not too bad, actually. At around $7,000, so I wouldn't be surprised if we hit that fairly quickly. So we're going to consolidate out. Let's just move on to Ethereum right now. As you guys can see, we just barely broke this downtrend. I'm going to just show you guys this downtrend right here. As you guys can see, it has been on Ethereum for quite some time, and it is holding fairly strong. You can see we started all the way back here at around May 4th. So May, we had June, July, August, September, almost into October. So I think 5 to 6 months of just straight downtrend. You can see we've tested it. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we finally broke through it. So that is very good news in my opinion. The fact that we finally broke bullish from that, you know, we finally crossed over the downtrend. You know, it's very possible we could come back down and kind of test the top of the downtrend and then start to move up to like $350. But either way, either we start to head up right now and move up to $350, or we're going to bounce up off of support at around $200 and the top of the downtrend and then move up to $350. But for those of you who haven't invested in any crypto right now and you guys are new and just watching, I think this is a really good time to invest. I think a lot of people are very anti the market, anti crypto right now, and I think that should be a beautiful buying signal to all you guys to buy into crypto right now, or start looking. You know, obviously don't put in enough money that's going to like immediately affect you. You know, don't invest your life savings, don't invest your, you know, your next mortgage or house payment. Like, don't do that. Don't invest that at all, you know. But if you have some rainy day funds and it's $100 ain't gonna do much to you, then throw it in and have some fun and play around with it. But don't put anything that's going to affect you financially. But I do think Ethereum's going to head back up to 350. So if you want to make a short play right here, and let's say we go to October 14th, if you want to make a quick buck in 3 to 4 weeks, let's say a month tops, you could definitely, let's say you bought in Ethereum at 238 right now, the price, you know, 241. I'd say in a month we should be at around at least 300 plus. So you could definitely make, if you bought one coin, $60, $70 on the coin. If you bought, you know, 10 of those coins, you could make like $600 or $700. So it definitely a really cool investment right there. As for Tube, I know a lot of you guys are into Tube right now, and this should be quite self-explanatory. Like, there's not much I can really say for this. Hopefully you guys are aware. We do have the uptrend right here. As you guys can see, we drifted way too far apart. We found a support at around 7.072. You can see not only did we bounce up right off of that and shoot up all the way to almost 1 cent. No, yeah, 1 cent. No, 10 cent. Okay, 10 cents. We did pull back down. You can see we're just kind of hugging this line right here. You know, I'm going to actually extend this farther, hence the fact that we are now moving up. Just like that. Okay, cool. So you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4 touches. I do think this is probably going to be the lowest it goes for a few reasons. One, the high-low MMA is starting to come in, that green band, and that is literally right on the line of this uptrend in yellow. So in fair play, I'd say this is pretty much the bottom that it's going to go, and I do think we're going to start to head back up. I'd be very shocked if indeed we do go lower. I can only see us going maybe down to 0.071 lowest, and then we should start heading back up and hopefully following this uptrend right here, because this uptrend isn't that bad, so we should kind of hug this as Bittube grows. But otherwise, that's going to sum up the episode for today, guys. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up if you like the content and want to see more. Giveaway at 5K, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's episode. Peace.